Hey you guys, what is going on? I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got a Michigan football video. Going to be talking about defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald, as many sources say that he is expected to leave Michigan and join the Baltimore Ravens as their defensive coordinator. Going to be getting into everything and also listing some options for Michigan if Mike Macdonald does indeed, which it does look like he will be leaving Michigan to go to the Baltimore Ravens. Going to be getting into everything. Make sure you guys watch the whole entire video. And if you guys are new around here, I'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And other than that, let's get right into today's video. So let's just start off with what he has done here at Michigan. Mike Macdonald came in here with no experience. He was just an assistant coach for the Baltimore Ravens. He was 34 years old, and he has never played a big role like a defensive coordinator on any team. And Jim Harbaugh gave him a shot. His brother John Harbaugh, recommended him to Harbaugh, and he came here for Michigan. And really, he turned this defense around, putting in a scheme where he could beat Ohio State, and he did just that. He beat Ohio State, he won a Big Ten championship, and went to the college football playoffs. And just like that, he is going to be probably going back to the NFL to take this Baltimore Ravens job. Now, the Ravens did dismiss longtime defense coordinator Don Martindale on Friday, and on Tuesday night, a report by Mike Preston of the Baltimore Sun identified as Mike Macdonald as a favorite for that job. Now, there was a sign that this might have been coming because Macdonald was actually not really recruiting. In fact, former graduate assistant Ronnie was filling in for him in Georgia. That's where Macdonald's recruiting area, that's where one of his recruiting areas. So he was actually filling in for Macdonald, trying to recruit in that area. So that, might have been an early sign that something was up. And under terms of his contract with Michigan, a 3-year deal that paid him an annual salary of $1 million plus incentives. And Macdonald won't owe the school a buyout payment for taking a job in the NFL. Now, it is kind of weird how John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh, obviously brothers, John Harbaugh obviously recommended him, and he kind of said to him that, Macdonald is the guy that I would hire and probably would be our next defensive coordinator here in Baltimore after Don Martindale left. So it's kind of weird like that, but I mean, he did so much here in Michigan, and really we should just be proud for him. A great assistant coach, and I'm sure he will do good as the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator. Now Michigan obviously has to find another one. A lot of people think that their next coach will probably be on the staff, but we will see. But yeah, Macdonald did so much. I mean, he took a defense from last year under Don Brown that was just getting torched in the secondary. Just our defense was terrible in 2020, and really the reason why we went 2-4 because of how bad our defense was. This year he came in here, first year coach here at Michigan, and just changed our defense so good and effectively that we went 12-2, beat Ohio State, won the Big Ten championship, and made a college football playoff berth. So it does seem like Macdonald will return to Baltimore. He was actually began coaching in 2014 on the Ravens, and obviously left there from the Ravens to go to Michigan for this past year, and now he's going to be going back as a bigger role as their defensive coordinator. Now here are a couple guys to keep an eye on. One or two coaches here. We could either promote the defensive backs coach Steve Klinski, which he has been here for a year. We heard him in this last offseason. And then our new defensive line coach Mike Elston could get the defensive coordinator position as well. Klinski did a terrific job with Michigan's cornerback last season. And actually many believe that he will be on his way to being a coordinator sooner or later. And then obviously Elston just recently joined the Wolverine staff. Now Elston was actually a candidate for the Notre Dame defensive coordinator position, but was passed up for that position and obviously moved here to Michigan. So two of those guys for sure might get the defensive coordinator position. Now a couple guys that aren't on the Michigan staff, Vic Van Ginkel, or Van Ginkel, hopefully that's his name right, but he was the former head coach of the Denver Broncos. Now he is in high demand around the rest of the NFL as a coordinator right now too. So if Michigan did pull him in, that would be, pretty dang good. And obviously Denver Broncos, they've been known for their good defense. Now he was the Bears defense coordinator before taking over as the head coach for the Denver Broncos. He also was a defensive coordinator for the Cardinals defense in 2010, and actually joined Jim Harbaugh with the San Francisco 49ers. And after Harbaugh left and came here to Michigan, he went to the Bears and became their defense coordinator. Then he was just the head coach of the Denver Broncos in 2019. Broncos did maintain a strong defensive unit throughout his time coaching there. However, his offense was not that great, and that's pretty much what led him to where he is now, as the Broncos wanted to move on. Another guy is Derek Mason from Oklahoma State. He's actually the former Vanderbilt head coach, and actually Mason did just accept the defense coordinator job at Oklahoma State under Mike Gundy. But obviously he will still be an option too, because it is Michigan, and wouldn't be the first coach to backtrack and take a different job. He actually was Stanford's defensive coordinator, then went to Vanderbilt. He was fired after an 0-8 start in 2020, but then bounced back as Auburn's defensive coordinator last year. Then another guy is John Heacock from Iowa State. He is obviously the defensive coordinator for Iowa State. And then another guy, so here are the rest, I'm just going to name them here. Anthony Weaver from the Baltimore Ravens. He's actually currently the defensive line coach for the Baltimore Ravens, and he reportedly interviewed for the Ravens defensive coordinator job, which now obviously appears to be going to McDonald's job, so he could be an option. Another guy is Barry Odom, Arkansas Razorbacks. He has a well-regarded defensive mind. He did not make it as a head coach, but he is a very good defensive coordinator, so he's another option. And that's really it. Everybody else, there's Jimmy Lake from Washington, the former head coach of the Washington Huskies, who just got fired. Obviously, Washington did have a good defense this year. He's actually been a very good defensive mind over the years. He just obviously did not do good as a head coach for Washington, so he's another one. But there's a lot of options for Michigan out there. We'll see what happens. Obviously, the two that stand out is Steve Klinski and Mike Elston right now. Obviously, Mike Elston just got hired as a defensive line coach. I'm sure they will be interviewed though. Mike Macdonald, I don't think it's official he has left yet, but there are a lot of sources saying that he is expected to depart for the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator job. It does really suck. He did have a great defense here, and I was really looking forward to having him at least another 2 years. But obviously, when you have good assistants, they're gonna go, especially under Harbaugh. A lot of assistants under Harbaugh just get snagged away from him when they do good. But Harbaugh has been good at finding good assistants. I mean, you just look, he just got Mike Macdonald this year, turned the defense around. Josh Gaddis was a good hire for the offensive coordinator, so he'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, your next defensive coordinator could really be on the staff currently right now, so we'll see what happens. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think, and just let me know who you guys think will be the next defensive coordinator. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.